Hello, welcome back. Today's training was a bit awkward. At the beginning, this kind of power sequence here was quite good. I kind of chained it with some lower body postures in order to keep the bodily control more consistent. Have a more control demand, more coordination and tension throughout the entire body with these single leg landings. Balance was the limiting factor for most of today, except for this dragon squat, which is just getting the technique and the required flexibility down to do it. But later in the day, I devoted most of it to balance. Here I'm doing some fingertip work to work the wrist and hands. A lot of people train a lot of muscles, but they don't take the time to train their fingers and hands, which makes sense because you can't really see a lot of muscle growth or growth in the hands, but it can happen. Your fingers can grow, your tendons can grow, and grow stronger, of course. So here's a flamenco break. And here is, I think, the beginning. No, this was just a warm-up. This was kind of just a whatever. I didn't really put too much effort into this single leg squat. I just was working something new. Because normally I do these a little bit more high impact, but I feel like the low impact technique might lead that I could possibly do more volume. I could probably rep this out like most people would rep out push-ups all day long. But my training is striving for complexity over the ordinary, and a squat repetitively, and strive away from repetition towards the uniqueness. So I think that's why I've been landing on like the single leg on after these handstands and doing some variety when it comes to the lower body training. Here I was just struggling with the hand balancing. I really couldn't balance it at all. I think it's because I took some time off of doing hand balancing, and I think it really started to show. So I won't make that same mistake. I will, get that muscle, that short-term memory back and work that. I stripped the jacket off, the hoodie off, to help with the weight and just the obstruction of my face. But back to getting away from the repetitive and the ordinary into something unique and complex. Lower body training, just grinding out with multiple repetitions of the same movement, I don't think is conducive into expanding your repertoire of movements. Being able to move in any situation out of pattern. You might be strong in the pattern, but out of it. So here is where I get into it. My eyes are closed. I don't know if you can tell, but I've closed my eyes just to make the balance significantly harder on the legs, on the single leg squat. And it does make the muscle demand slightly harder, but the balance demand goes up dramatically, making the muscular fatigue not at all. So I can essentially do this movement forever, which I will be doing probably off camera because I don't want to bore you all with seeing tons of this, me flopping around on one leg. And I kind of paired it with some balance, hand balancing in between, just to make it more full body. So I kind of play around with it here. I do these squats. My eyes are closed to challenge the balance. I think I will get it fairly soon, in a couple weeks or so, that I'll be able to do it with eyes closed. And here I just kind of play around with it. I put my leg up here, try to get into some different hand balancing position. I think that really you need to strive for new experiences, to seek new experiences, seek complexity. I've said this before, but what does it really mean? Get out of pattern. Get out of your patterns, your mundane patterns. You can interact with the same things every day and not understand it to its fullest complexity. Where is the complexity? Complexity is locked behind understanding. You can't understand and you cannot appreciate or enjoy what you don't know about. The more you learn about the game of chess, the more you can enjoy chess games. The more you learn about playing a musical instrument, you can enjoy music better. People go to music concerts of artists. It's the same music as at home, but you get a better understanding and you can appreciate it more. And you can do that with every single thing. That's why knowledge is power. Find unique information. Find the complexity. Find unique conversation. Connect with the mundane and transform it into a wealth of new experience. Let me help you out here. Have you touched the floor today? When was the last time you touched the floor? Have you reached behind you? Have you put both of your arms behind you and really did some behind the back work? Or put your legs behind you or lifted your legs in the air? Your shoulders are the most mobile joints, so have some fun with that. Have you imagined what it's... use your imagination to imagine what other people... Imagine the world through the eyes of another person and how that person might think of you. Or not even a person. What do you think the life of a squirrel would be like? Just to get you out of pattern, just to get you thinking in a new way. Because I think today it's very easy to get stuck. And depression and sadness comes from ignorance of options. You feel like you don't have any options. And if you can just see the uniqueness, you can seek novelty in what's around you. You can... I've never been to prison. I've never really talked to any prisoners, but I assume that even in a prison cell, even when it seems like there's nothing, there is always more to learn about every single thing. There's philosophy, learn about thoughts, and you can dive in with the internet to learn specifically about everything around you. Learn about the history of chairs. Right now, I'm sitting on an antique couch that I could learn about the history of it, just to gain some appreciation, to gain some joy. If you learned about another person and really knew their whole story, you could connect with them, yourself, and everyone else. So if you made it this far, I really hope that you got some value out of this, and you can subscribe, leave a comment. I'll get back to that. Maybe share the video with someone who thinks might enjoy this channel. I don't know if I said this personally, but thank you guys for all the support. I've had a lot of fun with these YouTube videos, and it's given me something to work towards, something to grow into. So thank you. I will keep up the training. I think the training will be a lot more flowy from now on, more transitioning from the hands to the feet, eyes closed, eyes open. But thanks for watching.